and I'm gonna repeat something that I say to anyone either thinking about streaming or new to streaming. You don't have to do it all at once.
Uh-huh.
Like, I did not start out with all of these things,
Mm.
you know? Did not start out with everything here. I began pretty basic. I just started, added things over time, slowly but surely, just getting more and more things. And sometimes a new idea sparks, and I just go for it. And it's like, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I can switch back to the chatting scene unless we've got something
Yeah, that'll
you
work.
really want to see.
We can always get back if we need to.
Yeah, which for anyone watching on the live, the reason that my scene transitions have all these like fancy little animations where each individual component kind of slides in and such, that's only to hide the loading lag of VTube Studio when we're switching like positions. Because apparently we can't just move an item to a new place. There's no move item command. What there is creating another item scene. So it's the same pulse item, but it's a different item scene that will show up like the one that's here. Unfortunately, he's got to be unloaded and reloaded, and that causes a hitch that the more elaborate scene transition hides. And it's just I can't believe how long that took me to sort out. I'm ashamed at how many hours I spent putting that together just so people wouldn't see wouldn't see Pulse like blinking in and out of existence so much.
Right. You mentioned a really good point there about not needing everything when you get started. I think this is a problem a lot of people run into, especially now as the VTubing scene is as big as it is, as like the high end, like the top end VTubers are as big as they are. A lot of people see that. They see these, $10,000 models. They see all of these custom emotes, very expensive opening screens where you have like even in some cases, like a custom model on your opening screen. And like that's all really expensive, and that all it does make it's a nice flair. But I think what people forget is at the same time that exists, like there are like regular like cam VTubers who stream on a $50 webcam who streamed on that for the past 15 years.
Yeah, I think this comes up over and over again in every space for like new creators, new streamers, or whatever they are. The veterans will always give the same advice that it's really you. It's you and your personality and your showmanship. That's what matters most. You don't need all of the extra flair. At most, maybe just a good microphone for some decent audio.
Yeah.
And that's it. The rest is all up to you. And, people may look at you a little bit, but like VTubers aren't a new thing anymore. You're not going to get attention just for being a VTuber.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get attention for having a really fancy model. You gotta bring the show, and that's priority one. So early on, I started with very little. I had like my regular full screen capture, and just like the little Pulse in one corner, Nova in the other. To be fair, like I did also commission PNG tuber avatars, like custom ones, but that was an indulgence that I could give myself.
Sure, yeah.
Because like I have a normal 9 to 5, I could afford this sort of shit. But for anyone who wants to, you can change it up, rebrand, use all sorts of free options, free assets. There's so many ways to get started. If you want to do VTubing of all things, and maybe you don't want to do VTubing, maybe you just want to put on a camera and put on a show, you will find people will flock if you give them a good time. And I think one of the chatters in my one of the chatters here who I've collabed with before, he knows who he is. He's got just a regular webcam in his, like, I want to say his dorm room. Not the best lighting, but he is a treasure on screen. People love him. He is just absolutely lovable, and and that's why everyone keeps coming back. Like, it's not high production.
Mhm.
It's not for all that has people coming back. It's the guy
Mhm.
that people come back for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think what people forget is the additional flair can make things better, but it
Mhm.
can't hide the lack of good content in the first place.
Totally.
Like you can have what's a really good example?
Hmm.
Uh
I mean, you could have
just
Cinder and Iron Mouse's model budget, and
mm,
if you're not
sure.
entertaining to watch, people are
Yeah.
gonna drop off eventually.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, I actually this is a really good point. I remember when iPhone tracking was first being a thing, people were doing like I remember like the early Snuffy clips when she was showing off like,
mhm.
wow, look at these like face shapes that I can do that no at the time nobody else was doing. And it was
Right.
really impressive, like wow. And now on like the especially for like the high-end indie stuff, like that's pretty standard now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty much true.
like
Like
it's
anyone who's doing this is gonna use like just plain old iPhone, and
mm,
it's not gonna stand out in the same way that just being a VTuber is not gonna stand out.
right.
Eventually, everyone kind of catches up, and you have to stand out not just by your tech,
Mm,
but just by you.
mm. Yeah, I think people get like you often hear people say things like, "Oh, it's funny to hear this for the VTuber scene. Oh, the VTuber scene is what's the word?
Crowded,
Saturated. Saturated is the word I'm thinking of.
saturated. Yeah.
Because I've heard people say the same thing about just regular YouTube. Oh, YouTube's saturated. The tech space is saturated. No, you're just boring.
Yeah. Um, Before I went live,
Mm-hmm.
there was a VTuber, an educational VTuber,
Mm,
that was doing a sort of a seminar on like getting into streaming.
mm,
He's still around, still does stuff, and one of the things that kind of really was shocking my mind was when he pointed at the big giant pyramid of here's all the people that never make affiliate that
mm.
tried to.
Yeah.
And only like the top 5% of people will get to affiliate, and out of that only the top 1% of streamers will really like get any notoriety, and then it's like the people who make bank like stupid levels of money on Twitch are like the top 0.01%, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
right
on the
now,
one hand, it
6.89% apparently are affiliates on Twitch.
jeez. Well, it gave me some perspective,
Hmm.
obviously. I wasn't trying to like explode or anything, and
Hmm.
heaven help me if I go viral, I think that's not going to be good for me. I don't think it's good for anybody.
I
But I
think I
think
think it happening slowly is a good thing. Like,
yeah, happening slowly is better. But what gave me that extra bit of motivation,
mhm.
was that okay, so I just need to be in like the top 5% of streamers to reach like the affiliate goal. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I just need to be better than 19 other people.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I can probably do that. I
Mhm.
can probably be entertaining enough
Mhm.
compared to a whole bunch of other stuff out there, because there's a lot of stuff on Twitch, and yeah, not all of it's that entertaining. And goodness help, like on YouTube, I don't know if it's the same, but
Mhm.
yeah, we especially with you're encouraged to go and you raid in other channels and so on. And sometimes, I'll be like, I'll take a chance on someone I don't know,
Mhm.
and you raid in, like, hello. And then they're like dead quiet,
Mhm.
or like, oh, hi. And then they're just, are we doing something? And it's not like they're, like locked in on some like speed running pizzazz or anything.
Mhm.
It's just, are you trying to put on a show here? Because
I
I don't
think
think everyone is.
I think there's a place for that content. Like there are people that like these like study streams, work along
Hmm.
streams. But if we're talking about a gaming stream and nothing's
Yeah.
happening, I'm just like, what what are we doing here?
Oh, yeah. So, which is why I guess I have a great admiration for the
The yappers.
VTubers especially, or just any streamer, where it's like they go live, maybe they had a plan for what they were going to game that day, and it's like an hour in and they're still just yapping away, and everyone's just thrilled at that, because sometimes that's more entertaining than the game, and in some cases it really is. Like, you'd be surprised, but I've seen some of the numbers where their viewership, and like among the really big ones, their viewership like tanks as soon as the gameplay starts and they're no longer in the just chatting spot.
Yeah, the whole gaming and chatting things, that's an interesting one. I think a lot of people also don't realize what happens when you are streaming. This is why when people are doing, more esportsy things, they do tend to try to be very locked in, because trying to split your focus between a game, chatting, reading the chat, I would say you probably play the game at best, and you can improve this skill. I would say at best 50% of your off-stream ability.
Yeah. No, it's true. And this is like, it's kind of the streamer's curse that they always play games worse than they could otherwise. And it's like, wait, but you love this game. Why are you so bad at it? And it's like, that's just how it is. You cannot dedicate all your mental energy to it. In fact, it's like a 60-40 split, and the game gets like the 40. That was actually something that Josh Strife Hayes mentioned, and I took to heart, honestly. He was like saying, if when you're doing this live, you gotta keep chat engaged, keep talking to them. We're doing a podcast, so sorry, chat, if I'm not reading every individual message. Not today. It's okay. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be better next time. But yeah, I make stupid mistakes on stream, but you know what? It's fine. It's no one's here just to watch me like super be like the best speed running whatever. Like, we're here to have a good time, and sometimes the little fuck ups make for content. So just roll with it.
Yeah, I saw someone in your chat say they can't pick a subject while playing a shooter. I cannot stream shooters. It does not, like, I need to play something where I am comfortable. Like RPGs, I can, and even like like even something like a Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I can find moments where I can stop paying attention to the game. Now I do that during boss fights sometimes, and I die. I shouldn't do that, but it makes content. But with a shooter, I've just never gotten used to shooters enough to be able to do that. And if I try, things immediately go badly.
Yeah, this also plays into like finding your niche, if you will. Like they all say, like whatever it is you're streaming and however you do it, find what is your specific niche, and it doesn't have to be one game. It probably shouldn't be one game, but
Definitely,
find your niche.
No,
and
don't tie your entire career to a single game.
Yeah.
Too many streamers have they build up because of that, and then the game dies, and people then realize, oh, this person's actually boring. I was just here because they were good at the game.
Right. Well, yeah, they either lose audience or otherwise, or they just burn out because now when they want to switch to something else, the audience was only there for that one game.
Yeah.
Where I'm getting to this is like finding your niche can also go hand in hand with finding what you're comfortable with. And in my case, that's where I kind of landed on like, well, I can play a lot of like platformers. I can play certain action games. Like, if I'm holding a controller, generally speaking, I'm in a good spot. For something that's a little more first person, then maybe. Like I did like Portal, but Portal's not really so fast paced that you can't keep up with chat. I will try streaming Doom 2016 one day and see how that works. But generally speaking, I try to stick to stuff that either I'm very comfortable with, that I know I can half pay attention to, and it's not so bad, because I want to give chat most of my attention. And hey, if that means that we got to be a little worse at the game, that's not a problem. It's not a problem. But yeah, finding your niche and finding what you're comfortable with is kind of goes hand in hand. So if you like shooters, but you can't, you can't chat with a shooter in front of you, maybe try something else. And it doesn't have to, I want to say the things that you stream may not be necessarily the things that you enjoy in your off time, or at least not in the same way. I know that there's definitely games that I love to play in my downtime that I don't think I would really want to stream. I don't think they would make for good streaming content, and usually they're for me games to like unwind or just kind of chill and relax. And I'd have trouble finding what to say. So maybe those are your personal games, or the things that you play for yourself. There's stuff that maybe you play just for the stream, or stuff that's a little both. But keep that in mind.